So we're going to take a look at the scrapbooks first. So these were given to me in box number 2. And you're probably thinking, Kate, what is box number 2? Well, all of this came in separate boxes. So after Jobyna's son, Rick, passed away, I was sent a letter about a year later saying, hey, you're going to be getting... I think I want to stick this in, and I know where to stick it in too as well. This is just out here. Saying that I was going to get 2 boxes of family photos. That's not necessarily what I got. Yeah. I got quite a bit of things. They all came in different boxes. These 2 came in one box, and it was really heavy. So basically, this is her career scrapbook. And as you can see, it's got her. And you're probably thinking, Kate, how is this made? So you're thinking Jobyna made this, and you would be wrong. This, let me see if I can get it into focus. This, the new camera. So anyway, these people made this, and basically they were made for the studios. So basically they would sit and they would go through any newspaper or any magazine. And they would cut out any articles about you. So you can see a lot of Harold Lloyd. Rick really hated Harold Lloyd. I mean, I thought Harold Lloyd was okay until I started doing my research, and a lot of the people, especially Rick, a lot of the people that I was able to get a hold of did not have very good things to say about Harold Lloyd. So this is from her Harold Lloyd days. The most interesting thing about this scrapbook is that it was made by the studio for Jobyna. So this is really cool. It's like a little, how do I put it politely? A little comic strip, and Jobyna was part of it. And this letter that was in here was from the, I guess, the creator of this comic, and she kept the letter. One thing that I really love about the scrapbook is it's got so many different articles about her in here, and of course it's got a lot of Harold Lloyd, which, you know, a lot of these films are from Harold Lloyd. And then here is a Polaroid of Harold Lloyd and Uncle Wendell, Miss Wendell, or Waddell, or Walter, I don't know what that even says. And then, I don't know what that even says either. This is her handwriting. It says something. That's Bros Casino. I don't know what this is, but anyway. Anyway, so one of the things that Richard Arlen told me in the very beginning, well, Rick Arlen, I should say. When I call him Richard, I mean Rick. One thing he told me, he said, I will not, so here's some things that they forgot to stick in. So he told me one thing he will not tolerate is the Harold Lloyd slander about her, which I knew exactly what he was talking about. Yeah. So if you didn't know, I'm using 2 cameras because this one is a little better when it comes to zooming. My new one is 4K, but I guess I have to figure out how to use the focusing and all that. But this one is really, really good. Anyway, so one thing about this is it's not done. There were a couple pages left. So here, they said, why don't you stick those in? I feel like I'm going to, for sure. But anyway, her career was never finished, so that's why I think it's ironic that this scrapbook was never finished. So this is hers. All right, let's get into the second one. This is called the career scrapbook. And the career scrapbook is basically a scrapbook for these two, for Richard Arlen Sr. and for Jobyna, because they were married. And that's where Rick came from. So this has information about both of them, which is right there. And I have this picture, actually. I'll have to show it to you. Okay, let's get to the good parts. So here is some articles from magazines of them both. And it's... yeah, there's this picture on eBay, and this is a picture, but they want like $300 for it. Like, no way. Anyway, it's basically all them. And it says, Jobyna Ralston quits films. And star anticipates role of Mrs. Richard Arlen, and wedding bells for Jobyna Ralston, motion picture star, and Richard Arlen ditto are to ring in San Antonio shortly in the shadow of the famous Alamo. Yes, sir. Richard Arlen, who's da-da-da-da-da-da. And Miss Ralston, after Miss Ralston's arrival in Hollywood, where she is now engaged and putting in the finishing touches on her latest and last picture. Why not was her answer to very direct questions to put by her interrogators. We plan to be married just as quickly as possible, and if Dick is working in wings in San Antonio, we'll be married there. So I guess they were married here in Texas, basically. I never knew where they were married. But, here they are. I don't really like Richard Arlen for a good many reasons, but his treatment of her was not great. And Rick told me just, you know, he was like, look, I think it was one day, I think it was on his mom's birthday in 2015, and he just said, he called me, and he said, look, can we just talk about her for as long as I can? I said, dude, yeah, why not? But this scrapbook, I think he kept because it was of his dad, and I don't think he saw his dad very often because his mom got full custody. Which, you know, as she should, you know. But they do have this whole thing about Wings and all that, because Wings is where they met, on the set of Wings. And there's B.B. Daniels, which is really great. I really think that's cool. Yeah, this camera has a better zoom, even though it's not technically, I mean, it says HD, but it's technically, it's okay. But anyway, this will suffice. Anyway, this is glorious on silver screen. As you can see, there's Joby. This is from Special Delivery. I do like Special Delivery. I think I have it still. I'll just have to find it. Yeah, I think I have it. Oh yeah, it's right over there. Right there. Special Delivery. Okay. Ugh. Alright, but the cool thing about this scrapbook is not only does it have details of them and both of their careers, but it's got, oh, I love that. It's got photos in here, which I was very surprised. So here's the photo of, there we go, of Jobyna that a lot of people have seen before. And this one I have seen before, but now I actually own it. Have I thought about cutting these photos out? No, but I do plan on trying to scan these photos. According to Rick, she wasn't. So Jobyna. Okay, Miss Ralston confirmed the announcement on the eve of the Arlen's return to San Antonio, where it has been location for some time. They became engaged last July after a joke engagement announced to their friends. Well, I guess that joke turned into being married. Love that picture of her. Okay, here's something that's really cool. They had pictures taken of them just playing around, like doing like fun things. Jobyna was short. Like, she was not a tall person at all, as you can see how tiny she actually was. I do love this photo right here. And then we have this one. And then I don't know who this guy is. I love this right here. It's very new to me all the time. I forget that it's in here, but it's a really big picture. And I believe that's her handwriting. Much love to something, Rubinson or something. Okay, there's that. There's that. I don't really care about him. I really don't. I could care less. I love these pictures here. So, this is, let me see if I can scan it out. Okay, this is from Harold Lloyd's Girl Shy. And this is Jobyna, pretty much Jobyna. And she wrote an inscription here, which is really cool. But this is just Jobyna initially. She really, I mean, this was her. She was a country girl. She's from South Pittsburgh, Tennessee. She is country through and through. There's a lot of signed stuff in here, which is really cool. So there's Joby looking really funny. And then see, like, there's a lot of signed stuff in here. And there's Joby. I know this glare is kind of, there we go. And these are proofs. So these are from photographers. Melbourne Spur, I don't know really who that is, but he took some beautiful glamour shots of our Joby. And then here's Richard Arlen, and here's Joby. Here's stupid Mary Bryan, she had to fight for her marriage from. And everyone goes, don't blame Mary. No, I'm not going to, I blame him mostly. Joby and wings. This is also a photo of Joby. This picture right here. Really cute. And these are kind of rare photos that people don't really get a chance to see, but this is that photo that was in the article. This is where I've noticed something on her face. I don't know what it is, but see if it'll focus. Okay, well, anyway, can't get too close or else it'll blur. But anyway, there's something on her face, and I don't know what it is. But anyway, there is our engagement photos. Okay, let's skip all of the. Okay, there's her. Okay, these are cool. I've seen this photo before, but I didn't feel like I had the original. This is cool. This is one of the most famous photos of her, and can't believe I have the original here. And this is her. This is her in their house. And then this is her on a tree. God, this makes me scared when she's on this tree. But anyway, she's on a tree. These are what are called the portrait gallery photos. So these are taken of Joby. A lot of these people have seen before, but a lot of these people have not. Let me see if I can. Whoa. Oh, I don't want to ruin the other. There we go. Okay. Here are some more. Let's see. I've seen these. And we have these two. This one's pretty famous. But like I said, I have the photos in here, and I was really happy to get pictures. I'm a very visual person. I like photos. Oh, shit. I didn't realize that was coming apart. Oh, shit. Better try to get some glue and stick it in. This one's one of my favorites. I love it. And I love this one a lot, too. This one's famous. People have seen that. People have seen that one. And then these. Okay, and that's the career scrapbook. Okay, so we're gonna look at Rick's baby book. So this came in the first box. And this is a really pretty cover. So it looks like there's like a baby crib and then two parents. So I will have to warn you guys, when it came to me, it literally almost fell apart. And I do my best to not make it fall apart. So we have that. Got a couple baby pictures of him. Oh look, he's got like a little Mickey Mouse book. That's cute. Picture. I hope to get all these framed. That is the hope. And then there's my friend. There's Rick. And like I said, I had never seen these before when I got them, because Rick had never shared these with me. Excuse me, he never did. Oh, but you weren't really his friend then. No, I was. It's just I never asked to see these. So what is this? Best wishes, good luck, Roy Fiesta. Oh. Guess that's where this was taken. Souvenir photo. I never really realized that. That's weird. There's my friend Rick. I think this was a holiday photo, because those are the stockings. There he is. I never really figured out who he looked more like, his mom or his dad. I have a feeling this is Joby's dad. This is, I guess, wallpaper from his house. Okay. This is Rick. He was born on May 17th, 1933. In California. I guess they called him Elmer. Go Elmer, this is your first letter, and I want you to keep it until you are an old man, because you will probably receive thousands of letters, but none will convey the sincere wishes that Norman McLeod is trying to express his good luck, you little poop. Uncle Home. Uncle Mom. I guess Uncle Mom, I guess. These pages are literally falling apart. I'm trying so hard to keep this together. Okay. Alrighty. I have to be extremely careful with these pages. Like I said, when I got this it literally almost fell apart. So this is all Jobyna. She had a baby. There's her and Rick. And then R. Ralston takes a picture bow. There's Joby, and then here's her handwriting. Age 9 days, made at this, Richard Ralston Arlen, that's his full name. So when I wrote to him, when I first talked to him, I was like, hey, I'm looking for Richard Arlen Jr. And they said, oh, yeah, that's me. I said, oh, yeah, that's me. I was like, hey, I'm just wondering if your mom was the famous Jobyna Ralston by any chance? And he basically kind of pauses, like, holy crap. And he goes, yes, she was. He said, you know, she's been gone for quite some time. I said, yes. So anyway, I basically introduced myself. I said, hi, I'm Kate. I'm a film student. And I was wondering if I could talk to you about your mom. So this is Rick, Joby, Helen Travis, and Arlene Judge. They all had babies around the same time. And they took a lot of these photos. This one's one of my favorites because Joby looks so happy. Trio of actors meet at party. Yeah, they all had babies at the same time. I guess this is Joby's handwriting here. Okay. Richard, Ralston, Arlen, 1125 Toluca Lake Avenue. Dearest Ricky, we wish you a happy day and would love to be with you. At your letter, be with you. Your letter was darling. Mother loved it. And tell everybody hello. All love, Mommy and Daddy. I don't know what was there, but that was cut out. And then we have some really cool Polaroids of Rick when he was a baby. And then we have some more pictures. And then we have a letter from his dad, which I don't care to read, but he kept it. And there's a picture of them at the pool. Funny thing, Jobyna didn't really like water. I mean, it was really funny because she nearly drowned when she was 10 to 12 years old. This is one of my favorite pictures. And we've got, then we have some other Polaroids. They had a pool and they had a dog. Rick had a couple dogs, according to Susie, his BFF. Because Rick and I, we talked about Jobyna most of the time, if not all the time. Here's her when she's pregnant. Star takes 11-month-old son on the world, so I guess he goes on a trip. There's some more. This was cut out. I don't know where the hell. There's some more candidates. There's them at the pool. There's Rick. Here's Rick. Got all these Polaroids. There's Joby with the camera. And there's Rick. And there's Rick. I love these of him. He was very, very close to his mom. And when we talked, it seemed like he wanted me to know that he was close to his mother. This is stars and birthday parties. Rick when he was like maybe 3 or 4, maybe 5. So the Arlens divorced when Rick was about 11 or 12. So these are kind of my favorite pictures. I love this photo shoot. I have a photo from this photo shoot that I'll be showing you very soon. Here's 2 years old. And there's more pictures of him. So his mom basically put together this baby book. And here's one of the pictures that I didn't cut him out from. Which is funny because Jobyna nearly died twice in her life by drowning. She nearly died when she was about 10 or 12 years old. The story isn't very clear, but she nearly drowned in the Tennessee River, and she nearly drowned here on this boat too. So, I gotta stick that back in. And then I love this picture here. That picture right there too. And there's Rick in his child debut, in his movie debut. These are my favorite here. This is my favorite. I love that picture. I'd never seen it before. And then I don't know who this is initially. So, this is Rick's baby book, and like I said, it is in very, very, very poor condition, and I need to try to keep it together as much as I can. Okay, next on the chopping block are the file of photos. This came in the first box. Okay, I guess we'll just go backwards. So all this came in this folder. I love that. A lot of these photos I had never even seen before. Because like I said, Rick never shared these with me. Because frankly, I didn't ask to see them. And these were all in storage, according to him, so he hadn't seen these in quite a long time. This is Jobyna. It's a really cool picture. Rick. This is one of my favorites. I have 2 copies of this photo, actually. One of them is framed, and it usually sits on my desk, because that's how it goes. I love Joby and Rick. I love this picture. It doesn't say where it was taken or anything, but I really love it. It's cute. Now these are original prints, and on the back it says, publishing this photo, permission to publish this photograph is granted upon conditions that full credit is given. Harold Dean Carsey. Harold Dean Carsey. So this is really pretty, and I had never seen this one, so I love that. And then there is a picture of Rick. I hope to get these framed so I can put them around my house. Okay. Alright, so this is an invitation. So, Mr. and Mrs. Richard Arlen Jr. For the remake of Wings, starring Richard Arlen on his 75th birthday. So this was given to Rick, but Rick held on to it to appear as special guest stars for the remake of Wings. Director Buddy Rogers. I don't know if he ever was in it or not. So this is Richard. And we have Joby. So this guy is Dennis Lambert, and he is a historian, and I met him a few years ago. So he wrote to Rick. Wow. We have managed to raise nearly $12,000 of the money needed and feel certain it will balance. That balance will be raised shortly. I will be mailing off the check for it at the same time as I am mailing this to you. I will be in touch with several possible dates and dedication, and hope one will work for you if you want this place. He never did actually go, sadly. There's a Polaroid of Rick. It's really cute. Camera Mart, May 25th, 1935, Hollywood. And there's Rick, Joby. I don't know who these two people are, sadly. And then I'm not sure who these kids are either. Let's see. Oh, this is nothing. Never mind. This is when Rick was just born. And like I said, I have a lot of signed things. I love this. I really want to get this framed because it's so pretty. And there's Rick and his dad. This is one of my favorite photos. And this I hope to get framed very, very soon. It's a beautiful, beautiful print of Rick and Joby. I'd never ever seen that before, and I think this is something that Rick really took pride on. There's a baby photo of Rick. Now these I actually had appraised not too long ago. Actually, when I first got this collection, I got these appraised because these are original photographs, and they are done, I think, by Harrell, because I have the proof that says proof by Harrell. And so I think this was appraised at $2,000 to $250,000. So, but like I said, this isn't going anywhere, but I hope to get that framed too, because that's really pretty. This is my ultimate favorite photo, and I'm getting it framed very, very soon. And I think Rick was probably 5, 6 years old here. And it shows where it was taken. And it's really, really cute, and I'd never seen this before, but I really, really like it, and it's one of my favorite photos ever. So I will be getting this one framed very, very soon. And then I really like this one too. This one's really, really sweet. I think Rick really loved the photos of him and his mother together. That's what he told me. He said, if you ever come up here, I'll be happy to show you what I have. But I never got the chance to go up and see him. And this was in Rick's baby book. So I have that. I'm not sure the day or time or who these women are, but I know Joby is right there, and she's the only one that's not really smiling at all. Rick was in the Marine Corps, and I did not know this until later. This is him in the Marine. This is Rick. I think he was about 10 here. 9 or 10 years old. We have another baby photo. He was just days old, or minutes old, or hours old. Here's Rick in the Marines. I don't know who this guy is, sadly. There's no photo. Here is Rick's Christmas photo, I would say. Okay, this is a really cool photo. I really, really love this one. Okay, so this is a really cool photo that I really, really like. I'd never seen it before, but I think this one I had gotten appraised. They say because it's Richard Arlen, it would be worth more because Jobyna, you know, nobody knows, I guess. So I think this was about $10,000 is what they appraised it as. But they don't know who the photographer is, so if they knew the photographer, it would be worth more. Well, like I said, it's not going anywhere. But I am going to get these insured for sure. And then this is Rick when he was just minutes old. And this is the photo for the press. You know, they're at the hospital. Yay, Jobyna's baby is born. Okay, here is the proof of Harel. Number 4, which is really cool. So these were printed, and I guess they were taken by Harel. Harel is pretty big. This one was appraised at also 10,000 to 12,000. And there's baby Rick. Love this picture of him. His first picture. I don't really know who Joan. I don't know who that is. So it's okay. Now this is where it gets. Now when I was looking through this, I recognized that. Do you realize? You see how crinkly it looks? And everything. Well, I recognize this, and you'll probably guess why. Because it's from me. This is where he used to live. And I basically wrote about, hope you're having a great summer, and I told him this was from a movie. So I basically sent this to him as a postcard, and he kept it. Couldn't believe he kept it. And then here's a photo. Here's a letter from Rick, basically telling Dennis, thank you for your letter and the invitation to the dedication honoring my mother. I'm very disappointed. I am unedited, but I will be thinking of you November 2. Again, thank you very much for all you have done to make this dedication possible. Yours truly, Richard R. Arlen. I think Dennis doesn't live there anymore, so it's okay. So here is the Jobyna birthplace, which I have seen, the birthplace dedication. And then I recognize this. This is from me. Dear Mr. Arlen, how are you doing? I am doing fine. Everything is great. Fall has hit Texas finally. I hope your summer was good. Summer was great. Back in college right now. I am almost done with college. Pretty happy about that. How is everything there? How is Mrs. Arlen? Hope she's well. Everyone is good here. Oh, I thought you would like to see who you've been speaking with for the past 6 months. This is me. Yes, that is your mother on a shirt. I have another one. Your mother on a shirt. I designed them myself, and she's a lot of fun to wear. Anyways, I hope you're doing okay. Best wishes to you. It says pick on the next page. And there is the picture. I do have this shirt still, by the way, and I love wearing it. I don't get the chance to wear it very often, but when I do, I love it. And I wore that to, as I called it, Jobyna land. I couldn't believe he kept my letters. I really couldn't believe it that he had kept them. I know he kept more, but they're in a different area, so I'll have to find them. Anyway, he kept them. And there's a baby photo of Rick. Now, this is very interesting. So, the Crosbys were very good friends of the Arlens. So these are all the Crosbys' sons, the 4 boys. And it says, the Bing Crosbys wishing you and yours all the joy of season. And I guess that was it. So this is a photo of Rick Arlen, and it was signed. I had this appraised because I'm probably, my mom was like, you don't want to sell any of the pieces of the collection because, it all meant to be together. And then Rick also signed this. It says, to Rick with all my something. I guess with all my love. I guess that's what it says. And then it says, Dad. Of course, he had to sign his own picture. Okay, now we're getting into what is called the Corman photos. George Corman took these photos, okay? So I have one of the original prints of this photo. And this photo is one of the photos that people saw in magazines or in newspapers. So, I got these appraised because I'm not selling them, but I would like to know how much are these worth. George Corman photos, according to the appraiser, is worth quite a pretty penny. So, he appraised them all at 10 grand, which is, to me, a lot of money, and the money that I do not have. But I am not selling these, because these are beautiful. I hope to get these framed and put up in my house somewhere, but these are gorgeous, and I love them. Ralston, girl with a big future. I have that. And then this was sent to me. These documents were given to the museum a few weeks ago. Hope there is something new for you. Unfortunately, this scrapbook has no date. And so basically that was this over there. So we'll be looking to that there. And then Jobyna's films. Her birth date is wrong here. It's November 24th, 21st, but it's 1899, not 1900. And then she did die on January 22nd, 1967. And she was 5'1". She was mother of Richard Earl Jr., who was a friend of mine. Campbell. This is her, this was her first love. So this is Jobyna Ralston. Now notice that Ralston is spelt interesting, so when she got to Hollywood, she dropped the U. Anyway, so John Campbell was her first, I wouldn't say husband, but her first love. Okay. Okay, and then this is her brother. Edward Angus Ralston. This is her brother. So I had a lot of these. These are all documents. And then I recognized this. Guess what this is, guys? It's another one of my letters he found. He kept. This was in the next year. This is the year and after I knew him. How are you doing? How was Mule Days? Hope you had a great 4th of July. How is everyone? I hope everyone is well. I am taking summer classes, so that's been very time consuming. Anyways, I thought I'd write you to see how you're doing. Hope to talk to you soon. P.S. What day or time is best to call you? I'm 2 hours ahead of you. Hope you're well. Sincerely, Kate. Okay, here's another photo I had appraised. This one was only for $5,000 because they didn't know the photographer. Here's some clippings. Don't know who this Walter is. Really don't. Here, Dick and Joe. I don't even know who this guy is. And anybody knows who this guy is, please let me know, because I really don't know who he is. I wish I knew. There's some clippings. Special delivery. Movie. Talkie. This is Hollywood. There's that picture. Love that picture of him. Looks so cute. Some clippings. And then we have a photo of him when he was born. This is from the Harold Lloyd Corporation. Here's a smaller version of the photo. I didn't chop this down, by the way. It was chopped like this. I recognize this because this is the photo that I sent when I first wrote to him. And he kept it. And the reason how you can tell, I can tell because it was folded. It's folded like this. And I love that side of her face, because I use that all the time. Anyway, so this was my favorite photo of her, and this is also the cover of my book. You can buy it on Amazon, or you can buy it at Dawnbreaker Press. And I really love this photo of her. It's one of my favorites. Okay, this is another George Corman photo. And here is another proof of the Horrell. This is a little heart that Rick made.
Pizza time.
And then here's a photo of Rick and some friends at Toluca Lake, and Rick's right in front. And then I love this Polaroid. This was taken when Jobyna was pregnant with Rick. And we have a movie still. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. And then we have this. I don't know who these women are, sadly, but Jobyna's right here on the side. They're all having sandwiches. Nothing on the back. Jobyna here. And then this is Richard Arland, the actor, as a baby. Richard Arland, yeah. And then I hope to get this framed, too. This one is one of my favorite pictures as well. Really, really cute. And then we have this poster for Lightning. So yeah, so that's... And then we have this on the side. So anyway, we have all these stuff. So Rick kept a lot of my letters, and I wrote him quite a bit. I don't know if he... I think in the other files that I have somewhere, he kept, like, most, if not all of them. Because I wrote him a lot, and I called him a lot. When we talked, it was like he would call me or I would call him. Sometimes I would miss him, but I would leave him a message, and I would just say, hey, it's Kate, just calling to check in, how you doing? And then he'd call me back within, Okay, one thing I found. So his BFF Susie and I have been keeping in touch for quite a while. And this was a beautiful letter. I think this is the letter. Oh, here it is. So this was basically the letter telling me... Oh. Okay, so one thing I did manage to find, which I'm thankful for, and this is where people, they think, it's really, really strange, but they think I bought all this stuff, and I didn't know Rick at all. And I'm like, I did, for quite a while. So his BFF and I have been keeping in touch. I've kept all of her letters, and I know her letters are scattered all over my house. But this is the most important one, and this was written... June 28th, 2018. All is good here. And this is okay. This is when I found out I was getting all of this and plus others stuff. So it says, now for the most important news, and I hope you are sitting down. The estate sales lady I hired in Bishop is now done. She has 2 boxes of Rick's family pictures. I am going to drive to Bishop next week to pack them up and bringing them home. I believe you are the one most deserving of this history, having shared with me your most commitment to Joby. So basically, she's saying that. So this was kind of really strange because, I think Rick had already planned to leave them to me in kind of some way. But she says, your commitment to Joby and your love for her. I will wrap them up and mail them to you around the middle of July. Until then, take care. P.S. Your letters and commentary are appreciated. I love Susie so much. Susie was the one who let me know that Rick had passed. And I really wanted to continue talking about Rick, and so here are quite a few letters that we have exchanged, and I've kept all of them because they were married in 1960 in Laguna Beach. They were married for 57 years, and so I asked questions about Rick because a lot of the time with Rick, I was kind of scared to ask him things because I didn't want to be like invasive, you know what I mean? But I asked her questions about him. And she answered them. She says, from your writing and your picture, you are a beautiful young lady and such quite a pup. Rick and Mary always had a dog and cats. One dog was named Joby, a golden retriever. Rick's cancer was diagnosed late, as stage 4, already spreading from his lungs to his spine and head. He did not want chemo or radiation, but he did take a pill, immunotherapy, which helped in a big way, but only short time. He spoke of his mom. He was close to her and proud. I never met her, but there were family pictures they shared. I knew them for so many years. I was family. He was my mentor, he was a very good and patient teacher. He and I became business partners from 1975 through 2000. We then each worked as our own business from our homes, and continues to talk at least once a week. Mary was a great lady and who considered me a sister. They were married and Okay, I spent with my great-grandchildren and daughters, and then she told me about that. So I basically asked if Rick had any pets and stuff of that nature. And then we have... Oh, she's so sweet. It is too bad... Okay, it says, it's too bad Rick and I never traveled together. They missed a lot of our beautiful country. Oh, never traveled together. Okay. I took a vacation also to Canada, blah, 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 blah. And so she tells me what she did. And then we have this one. Okay. So this is what confirmed that Rick did not have children or grandchildren. So I remember this. This is probably why in August of 2016, because Rick called me in August, or I believe in September of 2016, panicking, basically asking me if I'd take his mother's things. Neither or Mary chose to have an obituary. They were private people and saw no value in publicizing their passing. His close friends knew, and they spread the word. So, Rick and Mary did not have an obit. Okay. So this, I don't live at that address anymore, so it's okay. This is what I got in the mail. And as soon as I saw this, my heart dropped. My heart dropped. And I knew something was wrong, or something had happened. And this was the beautiful card that I got in the mail. And it says, Dear Kate, I just opened your birthday card to Rick. It was more perfect than you could know. Rick passed away on May 8th, 2017 from his lung cancer. So I hope the universe gives you a day so perfect it takes your breath away is actually happening. Rick is now home in peace with no pain. He spoke of you often and was so pleased you follow his mom Joby, who he so loved. Take care, Susie Landreth. Good friend. So I didn't know, but in one of the other letters that Susie wrote to me basically stated that I was the closest thing that Rick had to a daughter or a granddaughter. I need to find that letter because it was so beautiful it made me cry, because she told me that Rick had no kids, but I was the closest thing that he had. And then we have a letter. Yeah, that's that. And then we have a letter from Rick. And then we have some other letters from Susie. And some more letters from Susie. And then Susie sent me this picture of Rick. I'd never seen a picture of him when he was older, so it was really nice to see a picture of him. So I have all this and more letters from Susie. Susie and I have been keeping in touch since May of 2017, so almost about 5-6 years now. And I have so many of her letters. I've never gotten rid of them. They're all here. I just have to go through and actually find them all. This is the Jobyna Ralston dedication. This is the birthplace in South Pittsburgh, which I have seen. It is very, very cool. All right, I'm going to put all this in. Okay. All right.
You came and stole my heart. keep it. And if only you knew how much I loved you, but you'll never know how much. Somehow life changes. You came and now you're gone. Somewhere you're smiling, somewhere you're singing. I wish that you were still here, and I wish that I could feel you. But you're with me every day.
Darling, what do we do now? Angel, come out. Are you out of your mind? He's engaged. Oh, no. Oh, you better hurry, Barbara. We don't want to be too late.
Alrighty, so this is all the Deanna Durbin scrapbook collection. We're not probably going to go through all of them because that would take forever, and a lot of them have the same photographs and articles and all that, but I am going to go through some of my favorite ones, and we'll talk about how I acquired these. Okay, so the first one is this one. Let me move the Jobyna out of the way. Okay, alrighty, so this is the first one. Here's the cover. It's a scrapbook. Opens with this beautiful picture, and I love this picture. Love that one too. Oh, and that one has that. Has that. I do love that one. In a lot of these scrapbooks, they have this photo in them, which is really cool. Whoops, be careful. A lot of these scrapbooks, when I got them, are not in very good condition either. So when you buy a scrapbook, do not expect them, especially if they're like old like these are, do not expect them to come in pristine condition. If you do, you're just going to be disappointed. This was the cover for my book. Excuse me. That is her nephew, who passed away 2 years ago. He was not very, responsive either. Deanna Durbin's family is very, very complicated. And I don't mean to say that in a mean way, but the only one that really did respond was the stepdaughter, who's Kitty. And Kitty, I have kept almost all of her letters as well. Kitty is a potter, and she has made me several cool things. Yeah. So this is... Okay, let me... Okay. 1 second. These are pretty cool. This one was very, very new to me. I love this picture right here. That picture there. And that picture there. So my DD collecting began in 2018. Late 2018, early 2019. See if there's any other. Okay, there's that cool picture, and then we have this. I love that. And we have some, like one of Judy and her at a party. We have the famous pinup. Just a lot of pictures, really, and articles. We have this one. So my first Deanna Durbin scrapbook was given to me by my mom, and she said it looked really, really cool, and I don't know if it was hers. This isn't it, by the way. Oh god, I think it's still in the vault, the archival closet. I don't think I pulled it out, sadly. Anyway, so I really, really liked it, and then I started looking for more to see if there were any other Deanna Durbin scrapbooks, and turns out there were. So for my birthday, my mom gave me a little bit of money, and she said, buy whatever you want. And so I found, I think, 2 scrapbooks on eBay, and I purchased them. Now, a lot of people want to ask, you know, what is a good price for a scrapbook like this? I would say, like, don't pay more than $30 to $40. If it's more than $40, it better be hers, because Deanna Durbin scrapbooks, they were a dozen aplenty, so which means there were a lot of them made, as you can see. A lot of them were made. But it's always so cool to see them. I'm actually going to be buying one, I believe, on Tuesday, if it's still there. So it actually was $50, and now I think it's like $30. So I was like, yeah, that's a good price. So I'm going to be buying that as kind of a New Year's present to myself. And it's really cool. And then I love this. I know Robert Cummings' family very well, and so I'll be sending them a copy of this picture. It's really pretty. Robert Cummings' daughter is such a sweetheart. Her name is Patricia, and she's just a sweet, sweet lady. I love her. Anyway, Deanna Durbin's children, have I ever spoken to them? Yes, I have spoken to her son a couple times, not very much, very, very briefly, via email, and he seems very, very nice, and he's very thankful that I, you know, have an Instagram of his mom, and he's like, oh, that's very nice that you're keeping in touch. Yeah, not keeping in touch, but, you know, keeping her memory alive, etc., etc. So he was very, very lovely, and he was very, very nice, and I appreciated that. His stepsister, Kitty, is the sweetest thing. She is Charles David's daughter, initially, so that's her daddy. They have the same dad, but different moms. So I love these pictures. I love these. I love when you get to see her in, like, Technicolor. It's so cool. And then this spring parade. And then here are some Life magazine photographs. This was taken in Life magazine. I have the magazine, actually, that this photo is in. I'll just have to find it. Okay, I have this exact article and everything. When she went to New York. This is her daughter, Jessica, and Jessica is 70-something years old. She'll be probably 75 this year, or 73, 74. Anyway, she is, she's interesting, for sure. She does not like her mother, so she does not want anything to do with her. And whatever reason that may be, I don't know, but anywho. So whenever these scrapbooks, I'm usually gifted these scrapbooks, or I usually buy them. And so a lot of these, like this one I bought, so it just happened to be on eBay, and I snagged it, basically. I snagged it before it was gone. And, okay, so let me tell you. So in March of 2021, I bought, I think a lot of people might have seen it on Twitter, that when I decided to have a birthday splurge for myself. So basically, I got COVID money on my disability check, and it was, I think I got like $4,000 pretty much. So there were like Deanna Durbin scrapbooks, I think there were about 8 of them, and they were like $30 a piece. Guess what I did? I bought all of them. Oh yeah, I think this was one of them. Yeah, I think this was one of them that I bought. And I bought pretty much all of them. And yeah, there was not one left when I was done purchasing. I was like, yep, I'm buying. And it was all buy now. It wasn't bid, thank God. So I purchased about 8 of them. And they came right on my birthday. And my mom was like, what did you do? And I was like, I spent some of the COVID money. she was like, oh my God, how much does this cost you? I think total it was like maybe $150 for all of them. And it was great, and it was well worth it because, as a lot of people know, Deanna Durbin is my life, and I love her very, very much. And I miss her very much. Sadly, I did not get the honor and pleasure of knowing her or interviewing her, sadly, but I have gotten the chance to talk to people who knew her, including my friend Gloria and her son and her stepdaughter. I love this picture of her. I think it's great. And then this is from Lady on a Train. I love this picture so much. It's so pretty. And then this one was a new one for me right here. And there's her wedding picture. And then there's First Love. And we have some of this. And Can't Help Singing. And then we have this color picture. Okay, so yeah, I think it was this one, I believe. And then it was, I believe, this one too. Yeah, it was about like 9 or 10 of them. Yeah, no, 8 or 9 of them. And I just was like, yep, I'm buying them all with my COVID money. I had a lot of money left over, thank God, but I just, it was a spur of the moment. And I don't think I ever have seen more than one Deanna Durbin scrapbook up for sale, and I don't think I had bought them as quickly as I did, because believe me, girl, I bought them. I had them shipped to my parents' house because I was living in an apartment at the time, and my apartment, there was no way that those boxes could be, delivered to my apartment. Oh, there's Shirley Temple on the back, and there's Deanna's personal fight, As you can see, I love that. And there's Deanna Durbin. So some of them, I think a lot of y'all have known me when I got the Deanna Durbin scrapbooks from the Society, the Deanna Durbin Society. That's that one, and and those two, and this one. So the Deanna Durbin Society I have been in touch with for quite a few years. I haven't spoken to them, I think, in about, 6 months. But anyway, they basically reached out to me in 2019, and they said, we have some Deanna Durbin scrapbooks. Would you like them? And I said, yes. How much are they? And basically they made a deal that if I would pay for the shipping, they just ship them over for free. So, well, that doesn't make sense. So I did have to pay for them. I just paid for them to be shipped, but I didn't have to actually pay for them individually, luckily. So I think I got those for about, I think the shipping was like, $60, $70. And that was fine because I had the money for it at the time. And that was the best $70, $80 I ever spent. I love these so much. I'm hoping to get these digitized very, very soon. My husband has to put software on my computer, and then I'm going to start scanning these, and I'm going to be able to share these with everybody. That's cute. Okay, let's look at one of the Deanna Durbin Society scrapbooks. This would be this one. So these are not Deanna's, by the way, just disclaimer. These were fan made. So Deanna, like Jobyna in a lot of ways, did not talk about movies very much. And according to her son Peter, they did not really discuss the movies either, even though it was brought up a lot of the time. She did not necessarily discuss that. So these were made in England, and they came all the way from England just to be with me. I cherish these so much. I mean, I love these. I love how people made them of her. Like, it's really great that there were fans that were as dedicated as me, because if I were alive then, when she was, you know, in her heyday, I would have made this for sure. This is 3 Smart Girls Grow Up. And then this is a very ironic photo, because this is, so Jackie Cooper and Freddie Bartholomew, who are these 2 lovely gentlemen here. This is who they got their first kisses from, according to sources, which I think is really funny. And then there's Judy and Nikki, and there's Deanna at the MGM lot days. And then there's the Halloween picture. And there's her with Helen Parrish. Robert Cummings. This is really pretty too. And then this is her with Charles David. Kitty actually sent me a few photos of Charles David, which was really great, and I love her for that. This is really cool. And then there's a picture of my friend Gloria and her. So yeah, that's this one. Yeah, so this is what. Okay, let me see. This one was really cool. Oh, yeah, and that one too was also given to me by the Society. This is what I like to call the article one, because this involved a lot of articles. This is like a really cool picture. And then that, and then that. Kitty actually sent me something in a card this year. I think it was from Peter, and he said that he had a picture of Deanna that he wanted to send me. And so, okay, this is what I call the husband one, because there's a lot of pictures with her first 2 husbands that aren't great. But yeah, there is. Started with Eve, and then First Love, and then That Certain Age. And then there's her and Vaughn, sadly. I hate Vaughn. I think out of all her husbands, I think Vaughn was probably the worst. Felix wasn't as bad, but Vaughn was terrible. Vaughn was terrible. And her son could confirm that for me. Like, he could confirm, because he saw a lot of the things that I had posted on my Instagram, and he was just like, hey, you know, all that is true, and we get that, but, you know, I just don't want my mom to, you know, I don't want people to think my mom is just tragedy or anything. I said, no, she wasn't. But anyway, and here's another one. So you see there's a lot of the same photos in there. And that was really cool. See, as you can see, it's the same picture. And it's the same picture. Same one. This one's also kind of falling apart a little bit, but I love these pictures. And then Helen Parrish is in here, which I think is really, really funny. And then, yeah. Okay, I think we have time for like one. Okay, let me see this one. Okay, this is also from the Society. I'm going to show you all the Society ones because, you know, they're cool. So that's her and her daughter, Jessica. Yeah, this photo. Yeah, she doesn't look too thrilled. Kitty also sent me some really cool things for the holidays as well. She made me a bowl, which was really, really cool. She has made me a necklace with an owl on it, symbolizing Charles David, which is really great because he liked owls. And Charles was really good to her. They were married the longest. And Charles was 15 years older than her, but didn't matter because he was a really good man and he was a sweetheart as far as I know. And any Charles David slander will not be tolerated. I think this one was signed. I love all these pictures here. Drink your milk. That's another society one. And then these two were from the society. So let me show you these real quick. And then I will show you a couple more, and then I will have to put all of these back in the vault, which is what I call them. So, I still try to collect Deanna Durbin scrapbooks as much as I can. That little red one right there, that one I just purchased literally last year. That was my latest one. But they don't really come up on the internet very often. They really don't. They're very kind of rare to kind of come up. And if they do come up, sometimes people put outrageous prices for them. I really like that picture. Somebody had asked me, was there a Deanna Durbin scrapbook that I had to miss out on? No. No, there wasn't, thankfully, because a lot of the scrapbooks that I have were very reasonably priced. Even though, like, the ones from England, I did have to pay for shipping. You know, like $70, I know people say that's a lot of money, but you do have to realize that there were like 5 or 6 of them in the box that were coming all the way from England, and their shipping is a little bit more expensive, I would assume. But anyway, okay, so that was that one. Okay, and here is this one. This one was cool, how she was on the cover. So this was like my very, like I said, these were my first scrapbooks, and I've kind of, you know, gotten obsessed with them in a way. Did Deanna keep scrapbooks? I'm sure she did, but I don't know. I don't have them. There's that. I don't know her son well enough to be like, hey, do you have anything from her film years? You know, I was lucky to get these from Jobyna's side, but Deanna, I don't think will ever get anything, because when she died, I don't think any of her shit went to auction, at least not that I saw. Anyway, they keep a pretty close thing. I do open it for an autograph hunter, so she gives an autograph. And there's her picture with her dog, Tippy, and she loved Tippy. There's this one. See, as you can see, a lot of them repeat the same photos. So, you know, do I buy Deanna Durbin scrapbooks just for the hell of it? No, I buy them because I don't know what photos are in them. Some of them have very rare pictures of them. There's Gloria and Deanna. I really love my collection, and I take very good pride and take care of them. And when I moved, especially to this apartment, I had my husband help me. They were not in boxes. No, I do not box these. This was signed, which was really, really, really cool. Let me see what that says. Retired. Anyway, I do not put these in boxes when I move. I just carry them because I do not want them getting ruined or getting destroyed. So I'm going to be talking with insurance people very soon on how to get these insured. You know, because these I cannot replace, especially those. I can't fathom these ever getting damaged. So I have them very safely in a weatherproof cabinet, which is called the archival cabinet. And yeah, so that's that one. Let me see. Okay, let me show you one. Let me show you the recent ones. Okay, so I bought this one recently, and it says Deanna Durbin, Gloria Jean. I bought them because it has 2 of my favorite people. Gloria is a friend of mine, and Deanna Durbin I love to death. So, this was the Deanna. I might as well show you the Gloria one too in here. And then there's her and Felix. Felix was kind of weird, but he was like way older than she was, and I'm not sure why in the world she married him, but she had Jessica with him, so it was okay. This is her nephew, Richard. He passed away in 2020. And then there's Deanna at Anne Rutherford's birthday bash. How do you know that, Kate? Because I recognize this photo. And I recognize the dress, and I recognize where they're at. Life magazine. when she was divorcing Vaughn. Thank God. Finally, her at the studio. Her at the Hollywood Canteen. Really cool photos. Okay. As you can see, these are really, really, really cool. Anyways, let me get to the Gloria ones. This is this here. A lot of these I had seen before. This is at the Hollywood Canteen. She was very involved with the Hollywood Canteen. She felt that it was very important to her. So, if I have any more Deanna Durbin clippings, I'll just stick them in here just to fill it up. And then there's a really big Deanna Durbin clipping. Okay, so we go here. And here's the Gloria section, which I was very excited to see because I love seeing photos of my friend Gloria. There was a photo set of Gloria, actually. She signed that. There was a photo set of Gloria, actually, but you had to bid for it, and I don't like bidding. I just don't. But I did take screenshots of them and saved the photos, so I do have copies of them. Yeah. This is my Gloria. This is my Gloria. So I knew Gloria. So I met Rick in January of 2015. Gloria, I was introduced to her in April of 2015. And we were friends all the way up until her death in August of 2018. Yeah, January 2015. I'm sorry, I should have like enunciated. So I was introduced to her in April of 2015, and we were friends all the way up until her death in 2018. There's Donald O'Connor, which I really love. Peggy Ryan. Love this picture of her. Here we have more. And I love seeing photos of Gloria like this. It's really, really pretty. I do have a scrapbook of Gloria. That's just of her. I need to find it. But I have, and I bought that actually a year after she passed, and I found it on eBay, and it was like $30. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna buy this. No, it was $50, but then I finagled them down to $30. I was like, would you take 30 for it? And they're like, yeah, sure. Yeah, it was 50, but I finagled them down to 30 because I wanted it. And there's my friend. And then Gloria Jean defies Deanna Durbin hex. History repeats itself. Count on. Count on, and nobody, you don't hit twice the jackpot twice. I laughed twice with the same joke. Number more than once. You don't backyard. You don't find a gold mine in your own backyard, and you don't work the same miracle twice. Yeah, she basically told me, she was like, it's nice, like, being like a Deanna Durbin prodigy, but I'm not Deanna. They were always compared. So, I love this. I love this, and then I love that a lot. I love seeing her in her teenage years, and because she always says that she was never considered a beauty, and I'm like, screw them, you were gorgeous, and she was so cute. Gloria Jean scrapbooks are a lot harder to find because, unfortunately, Gloria did not have the same amount of stardom that Deanna did, but she was still a star, and I love that for her. These are her sisters, Bonnie and Louise, I think that's her name, Let me just make sure. Yeah, Lois, I'm sorry, Bonnie and Lois. She lived with Bonnie for a very long time. The color photos. Okay, so that was that one. And this is the one I just bought about maybe a couple months ago. These are really cool. I never really had seen these before. And this is Gloria, which is the girl in the flowers, which I absolutely love. I'm going to be scanning that soon. And there's Robert Cummings. And there's Deanna, a nice girl. And there's Deanna. And more Deanna. So I love this. This is really cool, the Universal Outlook. The magazine for all interested in Deanna Durbin. So I bought this mini scrapbook. I had to bid on this one, but nobody bid on it, so I was like the only bidder. And, oh, there's another one here. Oh, cool. The Voice of the Youth. Let's see what's in here. Peggy Ryan and Deanna. And there's Deanna. We don't care. It just talks about Deanna and her marriage. Who cares about that marriage? I really don't care. There's Deanna. That's cool. And then some movie stills. So anyway, then we talk about her films. And there's Gloria and Deanna. I miss Gloria very, very much. I really do. I was thinking about her today. It'll be 10 years of Deanna being gone this year, which is strange. But yeah. Anyway, that's all that I really wanted to show, because a lot of them repeat themselves. But anyway, thank you for joining. And if you want to check out some pictures that I have of Deanna, you can go on Instagram and type in Deanna Durbins with an S, and you can find me there. And anyway, yeah, and you can watch me do a live stream of all of them, basically, which is a lot of them. Anyway, yeah, so...
Beauty,